National Convention, the highest body in Akisan, will also have introductions from our general membership, but I do want to acknowledge a couple of individuals. We stand on the shoulder of giants. Honorable Imani Song, former National President, Akisan USA, you're welcome. Thank you so much. Dr. Clement Uten, former National Vice President, you're also welcome. Yes, and we're going global. So, Honorable President from Akisan, Canada, Chris Udo. You're welcome. Yeah. Mbok, intro with our general membership, please.
Akwaibo misongo. Akwaibo misongo. Ibani know you. My name is Dr. Helena Basute from Atlanta chapter.
Akwaibom, isongo. Akwaibom, isongo. Nsengere kong, Abasute, Atlanta chapter.
Akwaibom, isongo. I'm Engineer Joseph Akpan from the state of Wisconsin.
Isong Odorogana. Ime Akpan, New York. Dr. Mrs. Ime Enobong Akpan.
Akwaibom Isong. Akwaibom Isong. Under New York.
Akwaibom Isongo. Yarabaseri yon ofre wo Uwemiyang, Atlanta.
Akwaibom Isongo. Yeah. Akwaibom Isongo. Dr. Peter Yang, Atlanta.
Akwaibom Isongo. Council Isongo. Even in Noyo. Ekaite Robert, Miami chapter.
Akwaibom Isongo. I'm saying Kerunyi Meikanem, Houston chapter.
Akwaibo misongo. Ibani know you. I'm saying Karang Wanga Basiekbe. Enkumi Gangangomi Anekbe. I'm from Ohio, Columbus, and also the treasurer of Akisan Women's Wing.
Akwaibom Isongo. I'm by Ohio, Columbus chapter. I am a nephew, David Tegekbe. I mean, I am a Tegekbe. I am the forum.
Akwaibom Isongo. Akwaibom Isongo. Nyamirum, Ikikum for your idea. Yeah, I said young move.
Akwaibom Bikomo. Mbok Anyang Mary Maton from New York chapter.
Akwaibom Isongo. Yeah, I said young Frewo. Nsikak edit. Tampa chapter.
Akwaibom Isongo idemo. Ndun. James Ndoroyami from North Carolina.
Akwaibom Isongo idemo. Nkere John Akpan. I actually live in Abuja in Nigeria. I was already in DC, so I thought it would be good to participate in what you people are doing. I was saying on Frewo.
Akwaibom Isongo, Bobby North York, Atlanta.
All right, thank you so much for that. We do have a few people online. Ms. Rhoda Ibok, Board, BOT, and then Utubudo, Piedmont chapter. You're all welcome. Thank you very much. All right, with that, we'll move over to item number 5. We'll turn it over to our legal counsel for reading of the standing rules.
Do you want to address that before?
Point of information? Yes. Yes. You recognize the Honorable President from Chesapeake Bay, Maryland. Yeah, we saw that and resolved it nicely. Take care, everyone, we got it. Is that a point of information, point of order? All right. But please help me, remind me.
Something being said, we cannot hear anything online. Something being said here.
But most importantly,
Amen.
All right, thank you so much. Madam Legal, over to you.
Standing rules for the National Council of Akwa Ibom State Association of Nigeria, USA Incorporated. 1, the National Council meeting shall include members of the Board of Trustees, members of the National Executive, and the President of each chapter. 2, all National Council meetings shall be conducted according to standard parliamentary procedures. The President shall use his discretion to limit the time for each participant's discussion. 3, a quorum shall be fulfilled by a simple majority of the members of the National Council present at the National Council meetings. A quorum shall be fulfilled by a simple majority of the members of the National Council present at the National Council meeting. 4, the President may summon the meeting of the National Council to be held in any city or state by rotation. 5, the National Council reserves the right to invite any non-executive members of the association to attend their respective meeting. 6, members of the National Council shall vote in the National Council meeting. 7, each speaker must be recognized by the President or the presiding officer before he, she, or it speaks. 8, a speaker shall speak without recognition only if he or she is doing so on point of order, point of information, or registration of objection. All points of information or registration of objection shall be addressed to the National President or presiding officers who shall either sustain or overrule. 9, every speech shall be addressed to the President or the presiding officer. 10, all reports and other material for the permanent record or printed proceedings shall be in typing, and a copy shall be sent to the Secretary immediately upon presentation. 11, business is brought before the National Council by the motion of a member. A motion may itself bring its subject to the National Council's attention, or the motion may follow upon the presentation of a report or other communication. A motion is a formal proposal by a member in a meeting that the National Council takes certain action. 12, before a member can make a motion or speak in debate, he must obtain the floor. That is, he must be recognized by the President or the presiding officer as having the exclusive right to be heard at that time. 13, debate must be confined to the merits of the pending question. Speakers must address their remarks to the president or the presiding officer. Maintain a courteous tone, and especially in reference to any divergence of opinion, should avoid interjecting a personal note into debate. To this end, speakers must never attack or make any allusion to the motives of members. Speakers should refer to officers only by title and should avoid the mention of other members' names as much as possible. 14. A motion shall be brought before the National Council meeting respectively as follows. A member makes the motion. B, another member seconds the motion. C, the president or presiding officer states the question on the motion. The step of stating the question on the motion should not be confused with putting the question on the motion, which takes place later and means putting the motion to a vote. When the president or the presiding officer has stated the question, the motion is pending. It is then open to debate. Neither the making or the seconding of a motion places it before the National Council. Only the president or the presiding officer can do that by the third step, stating the question. 15. Once a motion has been brought before the National Council meeting respectively through the 3 steps described in Rule 14, the motion is considered unless it is adopted by a unanimous consent as follows. A, members debate the motion. B, the president or the presiding officer puts the question, that is, puts it to a vote. C, the president or the presiding officer announces the rule of the vote. 16. Notices for announcement to the National should be in writing, signed by the person or the proper representative of the persons under whose authority the announcement is issued, and shall be sent to the desk of the National Secretary. 17. Point of order. When a member thinks the rules of the National are being violated, he can make a point of order, thereby calling upon the president or the presiding officer for a ruling or an enforcement of the rules. 18. Parliamentary inquiry. A parliamentary inquiry is a question directed to the president or presiding officer to obtain information on a matter of parliamentary law or the Constitution, or laws or rules of the association bearing on the business at hand. 19. Point of information. A point of information is requested directly to the president or presiding officer, or through the president or presiding officer to another officer or member, for information relevant to the business at hand, but not related to parliamentary procedure. A point of information may also bring the assembly information or communication relevant to the business at hand that may help to illuminate the debate or necessary to help members further debate. 20. When the presiding or the president sounds the gavel for order, the National Council must be silent. I move that the proposed standing rules hereby submitted and read in its entirety be adopted and applied to the National Council meeting. Before doing that, I will read Akisan's statement against discrimination. Akisan USA Incorporated is a 501c3 nonprofit organization committed to creating an environment in which all individuals are treated with respect and dignity. Akisan USA does not discriminate on the basis of sex, age, color, gender, intellectual disability, or learning disability. Each individual has the right to operate in a professional atmosphere that promotes equal opportunities and prohibits unlawful practices, including sexual harassment, sexual advances. Sexual advances are requests for sexual favors, or sexually directed remarks constitute sexual harassment when such conduct permits despite rejection. Discrimination or harassment of any kind will not be tolerated at Akisan USA Incorporated. Akisan USA Incorporated expects that all relations amongst persons will be businesslike and free of explicit bias, prejudice, or harassment.
Thank you so much, Madam Legal, and also welcome back. Madam Legal was out on baby leave, so glad you can join us. So welcome back to the to Council of the Convention. Also, what I'll do is for the standing rule that was read, we'll just modify council meeting to convention. Council meeting to convention, and then I'll ask for that we adopt the standing rule that was read with that slight modification. Calling for adoption. Thank you so much. Seconded. Richard Ayo Dallas. Thank you so much. Okay, next we'll move to item number 6 on the agenda. Welcome address. For the first time in our 38-year history, 2 chapters came together to be our host. And so we will afford both of them to make their remarks. We'll start from the convention chair, Akisan, Chesapeake Bay, Maryland, Honorable Kerebong Umor, and then we'll pass over to the Honorable President from Washington, D.C., Mr. Godwin Uya.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Or maybe I should stand. You don't need to sit down. Thank you. So I could sit down? No, I need to stand. It's a true honor to stand before you today as we kick off the promise to be an exciting and impactful 38th Annual Akisan Convention, co-hosted by Chesapeake Bay, Maryland chapter, and my good friend here from Washington, D.C. chapter. As the chairman of the planning committee, I'm thrilled to welcome all of you, distinguished speakers, panelists, sponsors, exhibitors, and of course, the passionate attendees who have traveled from far and wide to join us in the nation's capital, like my good friend there from Akwa Ibom. This year's theme, Shaping Our Future, Embracing Change, Transforming Akisan Today for Tomorrow's Possibility, represents an incredible opportunity to explore, learn, and collaborate on issues that matter most to our industry and community. Our goal is to create an environment where ideas can flow freely, partnership can blossom, and solutions can emerge. We believe that each of you here brings something unique to the table, and that's what will make this convention truly special. I want to take a moment to acknowledge the hard work and dedication of the planning committee members, both local and national, volunteers, and all those who have helped make this event possible. This is not a small feat, and their commitment has been the driving force behind the success of this gathering. Let's all give them a round of applause, please. We have created an exciting lineup of speakers and sessions over the next few days, that's today and tomorrow. From thoughtful provocative keynote address to an in-depth discussion and hands-on workshops, which you guys are going to see by tomorrow, the Tech Summit. There's something here for everyone, no matter how old you are, no matter how young. I encourage you all to take a full advantage of this opportunity to engage, ask questions, and network with your peers. One of the most valuable aspects of any convention is the chance to connect with others in our field of work. It's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day grind, but moments like this will allow us to step back, reflect, and forge new relations that can shape the future of our work. So I urge you all to step out of your comfort zones, strike up a conversation, and make the most of these few days together. Finally, I would like to express my gratitude to our sponsors, our partners, who have shown incredible support in making this event possible. Your commitment to advancing our shared goals it will allow us to continue this tradition of excellence. That's hosting the National Convention. So with that, I officially welcome you to the 38th Annual Akisan National Convention. Let's make this an unforgettable experience filled with knowledge, inspiration, thank you all for being here, and I look forward to seeing the magic that will unfold over the course of this convention. Enjoy the convention. Thank you. My co-chair has a brief remark that he's going to add to that, so I think Mr. President. Okay.
Thank you, my Honorable Ikerebangomo, the president from my sister's chapter. Akwa Ibom Son. Akwa Ibom Son. Even know you. Mbok. I welcome all of you to the nation's capital, the seat of the United States government, to build on what my co-chair said. When duty called upon to bring the conventions to the nation's capital, we look around, and he was also bidding for the same thing. And when we turn around looking at each other, we realize, how could two brothers, two sisters go out and be fighting for one thing? Then we call a meeting internally, in-house discussion. We discover, for the first time in history, two chapters can come together and make this a memorable. On that note, a bid was put forward, and the national president, the council, grant us our wish. And I want to say thank you to the council for making that happen, and you will not forget this. For two major chapters coming together for a convention for the first time, you will never forget it. It's going to be a memorable, and it's going to be a fun one. When you came in here, I promise you guys it was going to be a weekend of fun. So far, history would tell. And I'm very sure. So I want to welcome all of you to the nation's capital, and also to tell my honorable co-chair, Mr. Ikerebangomo, thank you for making this a very easy dance for me. Thank you. And to all of you, welcome to Washington, D.C. And if you need anything or want anything, we are here available. Okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, our host, Ekerebo and Godwin Iya. Next item is a welcome address by the national president. Before I do that, I do want to acknowledge two new chapters, actually one coming back to us, Akisan Austin, Kingsley Sukwo. Welcome back, we appreciate you. And the newest chapter, the newly minted chapter, Akisan Scottsdale. John Marcus, welcome to the fold. Akwabu Isong. Ibibio Isong. Anangma. Afori Isong. Ibesikbo Aforu Kwa Isong. Ibesikbo Sultan Isong. Oje Bari Akpakop. Oje Akpakop. Oje Bari Akpakop. Oje Ba Urwan. Eke Nodio. Ibano Etegi. Abasi Olawoyo. Igarabasi, you don't know. Icharubi Monye. Ikoredio. Radio. Esire. Coco Pabio. Yo. Greetings, distinguished Akisan Convention, National Council members, Akisan Executive Council, the Akisan Board of Trustees, Chair Lady Nkoyo, Ekpo, and your board members, Akisan Council of Chapter President, Honorable Speaker Richard Ayo, and all the CCP members, a very vibrant Akisan Women's Wing, Chair Lady Ms. Gloria Ting, an entire women wing, Akisan Youth Wing, Honorable Youth President Oscar Ekanem, an entire youth wing, and our future and the next generation of Akisan, all the members of the local host chapters, Akisan Washington, D.C., Chesapeake Bay, Maryland members, all our general membership, members of the Akwa Ibom State Delegation present, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to the nation's capital, the center of gravity for policy and lawmaking of our great nation. Welcome to another important gathering at 38th Akisan Annual Convention Business Meeting. On behalf of the Akisan Executive Leadership Team, it is with immense joy and extreme gratitude that I say welcome to each and every one of you. First, permit me to thank everyone that made the convention a success. Thank you to the Convention Planning Committee chairs, Ikerebo Omo and Godwin Uya, as well as co-chair, Madam VP, Dr. Edema Jonas. Thank you to the entire Convention Planning Committee, the CCP, the board, and everyone, general membership, our sponsors, our volunteers that help us bring this event to fruition. Our collective dedication is visible in every detail this year, evident by a completely sold out convention. So thank you. The theme of this convention reflects how we want to continue to build one Akisan transformation, to position Akisan for the future, and to unleash the full potential of our great nonprofit organization, to not only survive the next 38 years, but to thrive in the next 38 years. So it's both an honor and a privilege to partner with each and every one of you to lead our great organization. As we come together once again, not just as an Akisan organization, but as a family bound by a rich cultural heritage, selfless service, and a shared one Akisan transformation. As we deliberate today, let this business meeting be guided by the standing rules that was read, the wisdom, mutual respect, peaceful, with deep sense of purpose, and most importantly, let's drive value to Akisan. Together, let's build a bridge. Let's solve problems. Let's advance impactful policies that will leave a legacy that generations after us will be proud of. The future of Akisan is being written by us today, so let's continue to set the course for the future. Let's continue to innovate. Let's continue to evolve. Let's continue to transform while protecting our rich cultural heritage. This convention also marks the close of my first year as your duly elected Akisan National President. When you elected me to lead this great organization into the future, I accepted the call with open arms and resolved heart, knowing that the work ahead would require both courage and collaboration. Over the past year, I've engaged with our CCP, I've engaged with our escrow, our board, general membership, I've engaged with our elders, I've engaged with our vibrant women wing, our youth wing, other Akwa Ibom socioeconomic groups, as well as the state government. I have listened intently to your concerns. I've learned from your wisdom, especially those of past presidents. It's been a year of learning. It's been a year of growing, but above all, a year of service to our community. Despite the challenges during my first year, we've done a lot of significant things, and I'll share a few. We had an opportunity to donate books to a model school in Akwa Ibom. We hosted a STEM competition, science, technology, engineering, robotics competition. We visited Nkpaneni University to discuss partnerships on automotive training center. We sponsored students to engage in technology training at Innovation Hub, an activity that we had a lot of great feedback. I visited integrated farming operations. We sponsored students in skills acquisition, in fashion design. We created some strategic forward-leaning committees like Akisan Global Expansion to explore how Akisan can look across the world, now that the world is a global village. We created Akisan Investment Wealth Management Committee to look at how we could build generational wealth for our community. We stood up the Strategic Fundraising and Sponsorship Committee. If anybody's in that committee, please stand. If you're in that Strategic Fundraising Committee, please stand. I don't see them. For the first time in Akisan history, this team delivered a grant. So they wrote a grant and submitted a grant. We should hear about the results toward the end of the year. Mbok, Ekwa know that committee for delivering a grant for the first time in our history. Actually, I see one of the members of the committee way back, the co-chair. Thank you so much. We're looking forward to celebrating the award. But what I also told the team, even if we don't win that grant, is information. Now we know how to do it, and now we'll have feedback on how to write grants. So thank you to that team. Over the past year, we've also driven financial transparency. We have QuickBooks financial management system that integrates in all our accounts. We have the different arms, the escrow, the board, the CCP, that could log into the accounts and look at the accounts. Some people didn't like this too well, but we pay vendors directly. Akisan no longer pays intermediaries. We pay, the money leaves Akisan's account and goes straight into the vendor that we're engaging with to ensure end-to-end transparency. So we continue to optimize our financial operation to make sure that real-time visibility into all Akisan's operations. We also have corporate financial experts. I call him a honorable CFO and a financial secretary that keep us honest on our financial transactions. Additionally, we sponsored 14 students back home as we modeled and looked at the Arise Health Insurance Scheme. So we'll continue to look at that. We sponsored 31 students in language competition. We partnered with the Education and Scholarship Committee to redeem past debt, over 3 million naira in backdated scholarship, a partnership with the Board of Trustees, and we paid $4,000 in backdated student scholarships as well. We also partnered with individuals, the Honorable Speaker and his team, to train our community in cybersecurity. We partnered with the youth wing, Mr. and Ms. Akisan, to host the first ever Youth Leadership Conference in partnership with the Youth Liaison Officer. Each of these milestones reflect Akisan's collective effort. And so I want to thank each and every one that participated. However, it was not without challenges. There were a few challenges I wanted to acknowledge in my first year. One of them, I was going to report it to the convention, but as we were sitting here, it got resolved, so great news. And that is, so one of my biggest challenges was unredeemed pledges. We have a convention, and we get pledges, which we accept, but then they go unredeemed. That impacts our ability to execute on projects. But today, almost all our pledges, we just got $50,000, $54,000 that got redeemed. So all from the 2024 convention. So thank you so much. All our outstanding pledges redeemed. Just amazing. Huh? Majority, most of our. The other thing was, and I want to tell the convention, registration. This administration is the innovative administration. The prior one was the digital. We're the innovative. And so we pushed to an online registration process for the first time, where you could input codes, put your chapter codes, get discounts, but we did see an impact in our registration, online registration. So that's an area we'll continue to look at, online registration. And then the last one, really around, again, I talked about end-to-end financial transparency. One of the biggest challenges in our association was financial impropriety. We want to eliminate that in Akisan, and we need everybody's support to eliminate that. So support us. Sometimes it was slower to pay the vendors because we needed information from the vendors, and it takes a while. But today, we could transact with, everybody in Nigeria have bank accounts today. Everybody in the US, vendors. So we have the ability to transact directly. And so we want to continue that. So we plead, if it takes a little delay to pay our vendors, tell them Akisan is transforming, and we want to make sure that end-to-end. It took a while. It was a remark after 1 year, so I appreciate you bearing with me. But in closing, thanks again to everyone for everything you do each day for our great association. Thank you, distinguished Akisan Convention. Thank you to our general membership for attending the business meeting. May we be inspired to come together as one Akisan to transform for the future. Let's embrace one Akisan transformation. Let's transform our organization today for the future. Thank you, Akisan DC and Chesapeake Bay, for being a great host. Wishing everybody a very successful deliberation. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, next on the agenda, we'll jump to number 7, the reading of the minutes from the 2024 convention in Nashville, Tennessee. Madam Secretary.
Thank you, Mr. President, and thank you, members and executives and Board of Trustees and Council of Chapter Presidents, we have shared the minutes of this meeting electronically to everyone, and we are not going to do a detailed reading of the minutes. Please take notes of the amendments that you had proposed to bring to the meeting, and we will attend to those amendments after the reading of the minutes, and it's going to be a very brief summary. So, Akisan USA 2024 National Convention Business Meeting minutes held on Friday, August 9th, 2024 in Nashville, Tennessee. The meeting started at 12 p.m. and ended at 4:25 p.m. Central Time. The opening session was formally called to order by our National President, Obong Engineer Itoro Akpanikwot. A quorum was confirmed in accordance with the established standing rules, allowing the session to proceed. The National Treasurer presented the financial report for 2020 to 2024. Details are in the minutes as published. The Board of Trustees also presented their reports. The Women's Committee presented their reports. The Budget and Finance Committee presented their reports. We also received the reports from the Council of Chapter Presidents, and we received the report from the Policy and Constitution Constitution Committee reports from their president, Mr. Cletus. The Welfare Committee report was also presented by Mrs. Uwem Iyang, and the Mr. Akisan report was also presented. Elections. In this meeting, we had the elections for the BOT. The results of the BOT elections were as follows. Prince Ubong Ekpo of Atlanta chapter received 163 votes. Mr. Aniel Kanetem of Nashville chapter secured 174 votes. Mrs. Mpoikana James of Columbus chapter received 93 votes. Mrs. Rhoda Ibok of Houston chapter garnered 158 votes. And Mr. Ubong Usoro of Minnesota chapter earned 77 votes. Prince Ubong Ekpo of Atlanta chapter, Mr. Aniel Kanetem of Nashville chapter, Mrs. Mpoikana James of Columbus chapter, and Mrs. Rhoda Ibok of Houston chapter were therefore voted to become Board of Trustees members as announced by the Electoral Committee. The meeting was adjourned at 4:25 p.m. and I'm sorry. Okay. All right. At the conclusion of these important deliberations and elections, the meeting was adjourned at 4:25 p.m. Central Time. The minutes are signed by Sir Michael Asukwo, the immediate National Secretary of Akisan. Thank you.
Okay, round of applause. Thank you so much, Madam National Secretary, for summarizing the lengthy meeting minutes. As you know, we're trying to close out of here by 4. So first we'll call for adoption of the meeting minutes, and then we'll discuss any matters arising from the meeting minutes. Okay. No, I have, this one stays here, only on that one that runs. All right, thank you so much, Honorable President from Akisan LA Community, Engineer Joe Bong. Seconded. Thank you so much, Akisan Sonny San Diego, for seconding the motion. So we accept, we adopt the meetings that was read, and we move into any matters arising from the 2024 Akisan Convention minutes.
Oga Hugh.
Okay.
No matters arising. Round of applause. Oh. They will say-
Okay. No, we don't. All right. Hugh, Honorable Hugh, that's good, given the news we heard today. Mbok, you have a matter arising from the minutes? All right, go ahead. You have the floor. Honorable Uweme Kwan sitting in.
Mr. President, thank you so much. Reading the minute, I believe something was omitted. And I need to bring one more time for those of you that read my obituary. I'm not dead yet. Let me write it by my damn self. I want to bring to the attention this council unanimously put their mark on the table that Charlotte Metro money of 2022 should have been paid. But today, all of them sitting back up in here, they will raise their hand and then they go home and they forget about it. In the book, the letter sent to you, Mr. President, by the former president in the first stanza, he told you Charlotte money needs to be paid. Charlotte make money at the convention. In fact, when I came to San Diego, I brought another $16,800 check to the convention, additional money that Charlotte made. And ladies and gentlemen, I still do not know why $3,000 is not paid to Charlotte. And somebody have the effrontery, the audacity to move the goalposts and pay Nashville chapter their money after Charlotte have already finished their convention, and then you all vote to pay 20%, and you raise your hand and do that. Mr. President, that is what I did not hear from that minute. I would take my seat, and please, if you like, you can deliberate on this. I don't want this to hold the meeting, but I want everybody to know the reason that I come here today is to make the wrong good for Charlotte Metro, and that's it.
November next year. All right. We welcome back the hardest working man in Akisan, period. And thank you for bringing that matter back. I know that we had discussed that very item, and I think it's deferred to the board of trustees. So, board, I would, because we're going to go next into the board's report. So, Madam Board Chair Lady, when you go through your board report, maybe you could address that. But the issue of Charlotte's convention is, is in the board's hands. It was discussed, and I think it's over with the board. Thank you so much. All right. But thank you so much. We're still on item 8. Any other matters arising from the 2024 convention report? Minutes? Okay, with that, I will, first of all, I need to do a couple of acknowledgements real quick before we turn over to the board. We want to welcome and acknowledge the Honorable Member Jerry Otu, Honorable House Member Ikorek Bene. You're welcome. Thank you for coming, and we appreciate you. Welcome Dr. Tawan James, immediate past Akisan BOT Treasurer. Welcome. Acknowledging former board chair, Engineer Bobby Onofiok. Welcome. And then acknowledging BOT Bomb Pride Award winner, Pastor James Ekanem. You're welcome. So with that, we're going to move over to item number 9. This item is going to include the BOT. We're going to start with the BOT Chairlady report and then go into financials. So Madam BOT, over to you.
Thank you, our Honorable National President. Thank you, members of the Executive Council and members of the Board of Trustees, the CCP and chapter president of Akisan. General public, past president, past BOT executive members that are in the audience, I say good afternoon and welcome to 2025 convention. Mr. President, I don't know, technically I was ready, you know. I do my own thing. If technical aspect of it fails us, I fall back to, I have a backup. So I gave highlight of precisely what I'm going to talk about, but I will go on if it's possible. If not, no stress. Because today, I'm the happiest Akisan member in this room. No stress. Why? I've just said no stress. Okay. For the sake of not making mistake, because sometimes when I try to summarize, I end up making mistakes, and the mistake will haunt me for life. So I'm going to read, it's a long report. Okay. The annual report, distinguished Akisan family, all protocol observed through the national president. Lady Nkoye Ekpo was officially elected a board chairperson for the first time in the history of Akisan in USA. Before now, I was a board secretary. I worked very, very harmoniously with the members of the Board of Trustees. We have many issues that were constitutional issues, and we tackle it. We face the Constitution strictly, and therefore we did all that Constitution required of us. So the Board of Trustees remains unwavering in their commitment to uphold Constitution of this great association, safeguard its vision, and maintain the trust and confidence bestowed upon us by all Akwa Ibomites in United States and some of them home in Akwa Ibom State. It is in this spirit that our humble report on stewardship and milestones of the BOT under my leadership for just 1 year. This report, once I'm done, the board treasurer will back it up. Mr. President, thank you. So I will start with the financial management. Our duty is to make sure financial issues of the association is kept in check. Our national president have already mentioned the issue of transparency, no backyard business. In accordance with our constitutional mandate, the BOT diligently performed its own core responsibility of managing and advising the administration on all financial related matters of our association. At the beginning of our stewardship year, the BOT had the following account in operation. So we have the fidelity account that has moved up to $273,526.27 intact. And that amount will increase by the time we are done with 2025 convention, because we are expecting real big money. The Bank of America, the council, is a pity most of the council chapter president, they left. Please, the CCP is here, even if all the council members are not here. There was no money in the BOT account, period. There was no money. Therefore, all the indebtedness, the pressure for money, there was nothing BOT could do. But as of today, we have $79,170.98. As of today, 8th of August. This is only through the power of the grace of God and the love of the members of Akisan, friends of Akisan. So I remain grateful to God. At least Akisan, when they raise more money, all the projects of Akisan will now take off with no stress. In EcoBank in Nigeria, we started with 14 million. We now have 10,252,643 naira 58 kobo. That is what we have in our Eco Bank account in Nigeria. So the association, at least they have something to fall back to when this very happy woman is gone. Through prudent management, accountability, and strict adherence to due process, I wish our metro chapter should be here. Strict adherence to due process. We close the financial year with a balance that our board treasurer is going to make you stumble, because we're going to add some big dollars to what I had as at the time I prepared this address. We're facing no more significant financial battle. So that is just to share with you the financial management as required of us by the members of the Board of Trustees. Inherited problems and difficult resolutions. Upon assumption of office in November 2024, This board of trustees was confronted with serious inherited issues, which tested our collective resolve and integrity. Firstly, a fraudulent transaction of $250,000 was deposited into Akisan account, an incident that threatened the very reputation and credibility of our association. To uncover the truth, the BOT courageously, that is before 2024, set up a fact-finding committee to adequately set the financial record straight in our pursuit for accountability, transparency, and protecting the integrity of Akisan USA Inc. I, Lady Nkoyepo, was personally attacked, insulted. My position as the chairperson of BOT was castigated, humiliated for maintaining the financial ethos of our great association. In all this, we remain undeterred. Secondly, we inherited the issue of unauthorized, unapproved scholarships. Thus, we discovered that 72 students in Nigeria were awarded scholarship of 50,000 naira each, while 20 students in United States were to receive $500 each. These were done without proper approval. Resolving this issue required painstaking negotiation, verification, and resourcefulness to protect the association integrity and limit any financial or reputational damage to the association. At this point, I really want to appreciate Professor Ita, the chairman of the scholarship committee. We worked tirelessly with that committee to come up with real names. So it's easy to say Akisan gave scholarship, but gave to who? It was a task that Professor Ita and the scholarship team, the members of the team, work with the BOT, and most of the time we drag the national president into it. But at the end of the day, it was resolved, and I had to clear that indebtedness. I spent 4 working days in EcoBank, because I had to sit down and call each student. I'm saying this to show you the labor of love that some people have for Akisan. The labor of love, the stress. 4 days calling each student to confirm if that student is a student for real, or if that student is a student, which school, what's your account number, what's your phone number, who is your guardian. I did that for 4 days in EcoBank. They assigned one of their staff to work with me. So we cleared the genuine ones. Those ones that were not genuine, who couldn't even know which university they are in, we couldn't clear those ones. So that moved from 62, which originally was elected, to 72 genuine students. They were all paid. Thank you for appreciating labor of love. This is no joke. Then for the students in America, again, the Professor Ita had to fish out. In fact, he acted like FBI, fish out every detail about those students and confirm. So the national president requested the board to clear those ones because we had money. So we used $4,000 to clear the one of 2023 students who were awarded scholarship by Akisan USA. So now we are left with 2024. If we had that clearance before I left New York, it would have been cleared because we have money to now pay those students. That's going to be $5,000. By the approval of the national president, because we work in collaboration with the executive to make sure Akisan, their integrity, their name is protected. So if the national president clears that with the board, we're going to meet and pay that because I have the list. Dr. Professor Ita has given me the 10 names that he has scrutinized. So we will pay that, Mr. President, if you request for me to do it. Otherwise, the next BOT group, they will pay it as soon as possible because everything has been cleared for 2024 US scholarship based. Oh, thank you, Madam National Secretary, for appreciating the. Okay, it's one mic for now. For appreciating that effort because it was a task that had to be done. For those of you who are just taking it as a joke, do you know students started writing bad stuff online about Akisan USA? They say they are wayo, that's the word. If you doubt, I can forward it to the board, the joint council, what they were writing, discrediting us, that we come and tell them we will give you scholarship and we don't give it to them, that we are wayo. They use the word wayo. All of them were writing wayo. So for them to be cleared and we get our dignity back is something that I don't take lightly. I don't take lightly. I thank God for that. So this resolution restored confidence and goodwill towards Akisan and its leadership. Seed money. I thank God Metro Charlotte is here. It is on record that the seed money advanced to Charlotte, South Carolina, and San Diego for the purpose of hosting conventions were never recovered. a lingering financial setback we must learn from. It's a learning process for better operational functions in future. In contrast, the Nashville chapter hosted a successful, profitable convention without seed money. I'm going to repeat, without seed money. There was no money, so they could not have been given anything. And we fulfill our financial obligation. Lady Nkoyeko had the audacity, the temerity to fulfill that financial obligation for a job well done, so that we encourage other chapters by remitting and the agreed 20%. The board did not fix that. It was the council, this highest decision-making body in, I think it was in Katy, or San Diego, thank you. Yes. It was there that it was voted. So the board just followed what was agreed upon. Ladies and gentlemen, board don't go on top of the executive council. We are part and parcel of the progress in Akisan. Do not look at the board as enemy, because they don't dance towards your tune. And we fulfill our financial obligation by remitting the agreed 20% proceed to Nashville purse. This demonstrates commendation, stewardship, and accountability by Nashville Akisan chapter, for which we express our deep appreciation. In fact, as it stands, that chapter is still going to get money. As pledges of Convention of Nashville comes in, they are entitled. I just want everybody to know how this thing works, because we are the group moving Akisan forward. The money that is being remitted today, we are happy. They're going to take 20%. The other 5,000 and 20, I think 20,000, 15,000. Yes, Mr. President. They're going to take 20%. That's how it goes. Please, for accountability, the board is not partial. Thank you. Reinstatement of NGO liability insurance. This BOT took proactive steps to reinstate the non-governmental organization NGO liability insurance, which was regrettably allowed to lapse by the former administration. This important safeguard now protects our association, its leadership, and its operations against unforeseen liability, ensuring we remain compliant with best practices for non-profit governance. At this point, I give honor to whom honor is due. I would like to thank our brother, Hugh Ete. Please, a round of applause to Hugh. He sat with me. This wasn't easy. He sat with me and we pulled it off, because once you become delinquent, they kick you out and it's starting all over again. And UATA and myself, we took care of that. And so the board, the Akisan USA, they have insurance which can protect them as a non-for-profit organization operating legally in the United States. Legal status and tax exempt. I will appreciate my honorable treasurer of the board. She took care of that by making sure our tax. I'm pleased to confirm that the legal status of Akisan USA Incorporated, including our tax exempt status and compliance with all required filings as a non-governmental organization, has been completed. These legal statutes ensures that Akisan continues to operate within the legal framework of the United States and fulfill its obligation to government and the community. In conclusion, I wish to extend my heartfelt gratitude to the entire Akisan family, because this is a family. Whether you like it or not, these faces you are seeing, sometimes you say, oh, let me call that brother or that sister. That is what it should be. It shouldn't be money, 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 money. For their support, I have a big family. They gave me support for their understanding and constructive criticisms, not destructive, not degrading. They lifted me up. I appreciate you. I don't take it for granted. Those who stood by me and saw the truth. I also thank the members of the Board of Trustees, oh my goodness, for their unwavering support, which has served as galvanizing impetus to the success recorded today. I wouldn't do this all by myself without all of you members of Board of Trustees. When I say all the members of Board of Trustees, since I didn't have the video to show them and show appreciation, I will just mention Akbarawa Emmanuel Akpan, Dr. Mrs. Comfort Ekpeyang, Mr. Aniekan Etem, Mr. Ubong Ekbo, Mr. Achibong Usoro, Miss, our very hardworking board treasurer, Miss Udeme Ikaidi, our very, oh, okay, thank you. I wanted to do that at the beginning, Mr. President. Thank you so much. Miss Rhoda, okay, no, thank you. Yes. Miss Rhoda, Mrs. Mpoikana. Okay, Miss, that's Rhoda. Yeah, I'm looking for Rhoda. Thank you, Mr. President. I say, how can I miss Rhoda Ibok? Yeah, Miss Rhoda Ibok. I think we were a team of 9, and we work as a team to this minute that I'm talking. I'm very grateful. Those who were at the Ibom Pride Award yesterday, you saw the team play in motion. I'm very, very grateful to you. You are my inner family in Akisan, because I call anybody, even in the midnight. The moment the national president starts sending texts, I am on the phone. Some people say I'm at work. I say I don't care. Send me a text, agree or disagree. And they were awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. The road had not been easy, but we have remained resolute in our commitment towards transparency, good governance, and accountability. I am grateful to God, my Maker, whom we all owe accountability to. My children and my grandchildren for their unwavering support throughout 6 good years of dedicated service to Akisan USA Incorporated. When I say 6 good years, I know what I mean. I have to attend, I've never, even with the death of my nephew, whom I brought from Nigeria for cancer treatment, and he died in my hands. I put him in the mortuary and flew down to San Diego council meeting. I've never missed any council meeting. So you count. 2 times 6. 12. You gotta pay your way. You gotta go check into a hotel. You gotta make donation. It's called labor of love. It's not a show. I've never failed any convention since I was the chapter president of New York chapter for the past 22 years. Counts the convention. So when I say dedicated service to Akisan, I mean every word of it. Together, we shall continue to protect the integrity of Akisan, build on the legacy of our forebears, and lay a stronger foundation for generations to come. God bless Akisan USA. God bless Akwa Ibom State of Nigeria. God bless you all. Sign, Lady Nkoyepo, JP. JP means Jerusalem Pilgrim. I've been there twice. BOT chairperson. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to bother you. Sometimes I pinch you where it hurts. And Mr. President will say, you know what? Let me leave you alone. Because, you know, I will not budge until my board members have a say in everything. You have to carry everybody along. Thank you so much. The money for Metro, Charlotte Metro, I want us to make a little backward thinking. There was a letter sent by my predecessor, by then Chief Akpanikot was the national president. They asked Metro to go and break down their convention report to show expenditure, the money realized, so that the 10% of that money can be given. I still have it in the BOT archives. A copy was sent to me. So that's why I did not look into that as indebtedness. I look into it as something they will bring up and clear the grounds and get their money. They deserve, they work hard. Whether it was 3,000, 1,000, it is as a matter of principles for Akisan. So it's not thrown into trash, it's pending. Thank you, Mr. President, members of the council. This will be my last chance to talk as a BOT chair. I'm bowing out with all happiness. And I can see members of Akisan and relate with them as my family. If you hate me, you hate yourself. Thank you. Photographer, take me picture with my national president. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you. This man is a delayed program. Thank you.
One more year.
You're up next. But thank you so much. Thank you so much to Lady Nkoyo, the first female board chair lady in association's 30-year history. She has served admirably for 6 years. We congratulate you and say thank you so much for everything you've done for your great association. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. On that, Hugh, point of information or? Okay. Okay. Point of. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. President. But it's an area that we need to be very clear on. We have one of our own that has come back, Mr. Owemikwan, Dr. Owemikwan, sorry. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, in one of these meetings, either the last convention or the last council meeting or one of the council meetings, it was determined that we owed them a host money profit. So the question becomes, if the calculation was made to determine that we owe them $3,000 plus profit, then there should have been the seed money taken out of that money. Because if it was not, then we would have owed him $3,000 plus additional 10% on the $25,000. So I think it is incumbent upon the administration and the board to produce the report. I don't think that he has to be the one, even though he should have a record. It is the board that is responsible for producing that report that shows how much is owed to the host chapter. If it shows that they have not returned the $25,000 seed money, and that results in a loss, then he would not get anything because the convention would have run at a loss. But if it shows that even without returning the $25,000 seed money, he made a profit. Let's say he made $25,000 plus $30,000. That means he would have made a profit of $55,000. You take the $25,000 out, then he get a 10% of $30,000. So it is on the board to produce the report so that we can make a determination whether Solid is owed money or not owed money. That's my first question. That's my first point. The second point is, I know, Madam Chair, thank you very much on the educational thing about engaging Dr. Ita, but the administration had ceded that authority to the Educational Committee, which was headed by Victor Odonwo and Michael Latham. So during the last administration, most of the funds were owed under the guidance, or the name should have been produced by that particular committee, the Educational Committee headed by Dr. Odonwo, Michael Latham. So I'm a little confused why we have to use Kevin Ita, who is actually new to the current administration, to determine who we owe money to and who we do not owe money to. So I just like a little area of clarity. Why is Dr. Ita now being used to make a determination, to provide an oversight for a committee that he was not part of when this money were owed? I'm confused as to that purpose.
No, I'll take it. Yeah, I'll take this in the interest of time because we do need to move. You brought up two items. On the issue of evidence for how much Akisan owes Charlotte, so we would take that action. So board, let's take that action, produce the artifacts from the 2022 convention. Let's reconcile it. If we owe, Akisan always pays debts and we'll pay. So, I know we talked about scholarship. When I got here, we saw those debts. We didn't have the money. When we did, we paid all those debts. So that's the first one. Let the board produce the 2022 report in partnership with escrow to see what that looks like. And Dr. Kwan, we've paid you before. If we owe you, we'll pay. Thank you. The second item, on the second item, we have transitioned administration. We have new leadership in the Education and Scholarship Committee. I'm to believe that they worked in partnership with the old administration to transfer all the data. So the team worked with the leaders of the Scholarship and Education Committee to reconcile. One of the things that committee said, and I respected, was Akisan is not engaging on any other scholarship program until we resolve the debt. And so I respected that as well. So I would say, Honorable Hugh, that we empowered that new chair and co-chair, actually the co-chair is here, and that's why they did that. Co-chair, you might want to comment on that?
Yes.
With that, I'd like us to move on because we got to be out of here by 4. We will take one from the floor. This is the convention, so we'll take one. Whose hand was up first? All right.
Yes.
We're going to go to the floor because it's part of the convention. So, Madam VP, and then on the floor.
Yes, I'll add very briefly to what the president said. I think it's a noble thing that Mr. Kevin Ita, who is the co-chair of the Education Committee, we agreed, not just the co-chairs, but the whole committee, that just like the president said, that we're not going to pay. And that's why Mr. Professor Ita is doing the work of finding out. We had a lot of meetings, we had documents, we looked into records to be able to find out the people that we owed. And that's why there's not been a scholarship presentation or scholarship process this year. And after we've paid, then we'll go around to do the new one. Thank you.
We're going to go to the floor, and then we'll give Dr. Kwan a chance to respond.
Akwai Robinson.
Yeah.
Akwai Robinson.
Yeah.
If I know you. Mr. President, I have a point of information and also an inquiry as well. Number one, I'm not against paying Nashville chapter 20%. Point of information is that pursuant to Mbosowo's rule and financial manual, that every chapter after conducting or hosting the convention supposed to get 10% after all the expenses have been paid. So my question, which was approved by this convention many years ago. So my question is that if we're paying Nashville 20%, will that be the policy going forward for any chapter that is going to be hosting the convention? That's my number one question. Was that approved by the convention or it was approved somewhere else? Okay. And then the next thing is that the young lady has a concern that pursuant to what the board chair reported about the write-up about Akisan on the website regarding quality control, have we gone back to let them know to rewrite all that or take back all the nonsense that they wrote about us as a 419 or as a crook, so that if we have paid them and redeem ourselves, they need to go back and do what? Rewrite that stuff if they have done so. That's our concern. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. We'll go to Ekwan. We'll go to Michael Etum, the former chair, and then we need to move on. But I do want to comment on Dr.
Mr. President.
Dr. Kwan.
Thank you.
Hold on. Hold on, please. Okay. So, Dr. Mboso, I just want to say, so Council recognized that the 2024 convention was hosted without a seed money. It's hard to do that without a seed money. There were a lot of debates, there were a lot of challenges, but it was approved as a one-time in recognition for Nashville for hosting that convention. So that was approved. So it's not something going forward. Even this convention is default back to the 10%. So number two, I mean, we owed those individuals scholarship money. We've resolved it. I think we move forward. So I do want to add a little bit of history. Some of the reasons we weren't able was litigation. You know, Akisan being in litigation, so we were unable to pay those debts. But as you heard the board chair say, we do have a legal defense now. So we have legal defense insurance so that Akisan can protect itself from future litigation. So thank you so much. Please brief Dr. Kwan and then the former chair of the committee, and then we'll move on.
Thank you, Mr. President. I do not want to draw you back, but I want to, as eloquent and palatable the board chair message was, we shall applaud her for what she did. However, there are some things that need to be straightened out, my honorable board chair. First and foremost, folks and members of the jury, I want to tell you a little history. Thank you very much. Yeah, I want to kind of give you some history about what the seed money is and how it should be. Folks, for the record of everybody and my honorable president and all of you standing today, I want all of you to get this right. The chapter did not get a dime. The money that they call seed money, it is controlled, directed by the National Association. They never give Uweme Yokpan and Yaitok one dime. Not one penny. The money that was given was part of the money that paid for the hotel for the advance. They never give me any money. I've never seen a dime. The rest of the money that was used to raise for Charlotte Convention, we did it. And the books of Akisan will show that Charlotte made a lot of money. They make a whole lot of money until the day of convention in San Diego. I took another $16,800 to San Diego convention to the national president, in addition to the profit Charlotte make in their convention. Folks, and that is a true statement. So the deal is this: when you have a convention, you're asking people to go do something. If the convention is not Charlotte, is not Washington, it's national. If you all make money out of what Akisan is, a Akisan event, subtract what the profit is. The profit is, then you give that chapter, whatever the profit, the 10%. That's what is supposed to do. Charlotte made an account. The former treasurer of this association made an account, shows that Charlotte make over $40,000 plus another $16,000 plus. So this council approved to give Charlotte only $3,000. I told them, don't go any far. Give us $3,000, we're fine. These people voted, and it was in the minute. The board has it. For this to come back again and to re-go and vote, I don't understand. All I'm asking, give Charlotte the money, and that's it. If the other 16,000 would have been another 1,600 added to Charlotte, would have been 4,600. We don't need it. We make money for the association. Like the president just alluded, most of the money that was made in Charlotte Convention is the money that was used to pay the legal fee. And the deficit that we run at San Diego Convention, let it be known. My president, I love you. I'm not going to take your time tonight. Like I said, I come here to clear the issue because my chapter need this money. I am back, and if I'm back fully, this association would make money, and you know it. 38 years, there's no money in this room would say they have attended 38 convention. I have. Nobody else. 38, never miss one. I don't want to miss any money. Pay my money. That's all.
working man.
All right. Thank you so much, hardest working man. We hear you, and like I said, we will take that to advisement. We'll look at that report from 2022, and we'll make it right. So just ask for your, I know you've been patient. We ask for your continued patience. Thank you so much. And then the last on this, we'll go to the former chair of the Akisan Scholarship and Education Committee. Engineer Michael Litton, please.
Point of information, not the chair. I was the vice chair. So, second of all,
we stand corrected.
Second of all, please take out the engineer. I didn't introduce you and my name as Engineer Michael Litton. I said Michael Litton.
Michael Litton.
Leave the engineer out of it.
Engineer.
Just leave the engineer out of it. It's my profession, not my name. So let's leave that out. Third of all, Mr. Hugh, I appreciate what you said. And with the scholarship, a lot of questions were left unanswered. And a lot of things were left undone. I started getting complaints from people who said they were going to make Akisan look bad because we did not fulfill our obligation 2 years in a row. The team did a very good job, and kudos to Dr. Odonwo, who did a very good job with putting the team together, making sure that everybody went through the nitty-gritty of that scholarship. And prior to that, we had some problems that they looked at Akisan like Akisan was always promising and failing in scholarship, which was why when the team got together, we made sure that that was one thing that we did not want to happen. Unfortunately, it happened again. When the new team came, a lot of us were not confided in. It was Dr. Ita that contacted me and started asking me questions. Who are those that were not paid? I said, that should be on the list. You should ask the person who gave you this information for you to look at it. 2022, 2023, 2024. Those should be a list that you should follow. Unfortunately, some people were not paid until, last week? One of my members was one of them. And that kind of looked bad for me because that's my member as well. On the other hand, Mr. President, I think I heard you say everybody was paid except for, I'm not sure if it was you or Dr. Ita. Somebody called me and said that everybody was paid except the 2024 students.
Yes, the only thing pending now is 2024, but we've paid all the Nigeria
but again, hold
and
on.
2023.
You just said this afternoon that everybody has been paid.
Except for 24.
You didn't say that.
Except for 24?
Okay, now you're saying that. But before you say that, you didn't say that.
And the reason is because we're in the convention. So yeah, we'll handle it after the convention.
Yeah, but you didn't say, you just said everybody has been paid.
Okay,
you
Michael.
Didn't say except 2024.
Michael, we will pay the 2024.
Well, hold on a second. There is very truth in what we say. If we're going to say it, we should say it the way it is. Everybody has been paid except 2024. End of story. And I can understand that. That's all I wanted to say, and that's what I wanted to bring up.
No,
that's it.
I appreciate that, Madam Board Chair. We have approved 2024. We just didn't execute it because we got it. We were coming into the convention. So thank you so much. If I misspoke, 2024 is approved. Approved. Yes.
I guarantee you, this night, I have the list. It's going to be paid, and I will send a confirmation to our professor to share with the. It is the national president. It's BOT that will pay. Okay, whatever you advise, we are at your service.
It's an outstanding debt. BOT pays. I do current. Mbok, thank you so much. We do need to move on. Thank you so much. This is the moment you've been waiting for. So we're going to go into financials. Mbok, akwa so. Imani so. We have in our midst Mayor Udeve Jere thank you so much for coming and saying goodbye. We appreciate you. Mbok, how often you have a mayor in a council meeting, she got to say something, Call fuck. 2 seconds.
Listen, I'm always just so humbled by every single one of you. I know this work in serving your community and serving a purpose about connecting identity here in the United States is no easy work. I think it was the lady that acknowledged yesterday that you leave your family, people have to give you the space and time to serve. So don't ever forget to also pour back into those people when you take the time away to do this work. Keep doing the work. It matters for the future generation. Keep finding ways to serve. And till next year, I'm excited to see you guys again. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Hold on.
Oh my goodness. I'm going to do this. Okay, I got it. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye. All right, thank you. All right, thank you so much for allowing us to do that. So we'll turn it over to first the BOT treasurer for her financial, and then to the ESCO treasurer. Thank you.
Hello again. This is Udeme Kaidi, the board treasurer. I'm going to be going through the statement of activity report, which listed on your agenda is our operational account. So I'll be going down this document, only discussing the BOT side. So when I'm finished going through my numbers, if you have questions about the BOT side, I can answer that. And then after, I'll be handing over to our national treasurer, and he'll go over the EXCO side. I also want to point out at the top of this report that you're looking at. Okay. I'm sorry, say it again. I do apologize. The council members have copies. Yeah, but I apologize to those that are in the theater. I apologize, but you all do not have physical copies. That's why we have the report. Akwaibo misongo. Akwaibo misongo. So to those of you that are in the theater, I do apologize. There are no physical copies for you, but we have the reports projected behind me. And our council members have copies of the reports. And if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I am wrong, I think that those that are on Zoom can see the reports on their screen. So to go through this report, strictly on the BOT side, I will be speaking on totals and giving any descriptions or notes if necessary. So for instance, as we begin, the total for dues and startups says 500, but in this specific case, as we all know, the EXCO is the account that receives dues and startup money, but a chapter sent their dues to our account rather than the EXCO account. And so later on in the totals for money transferred to the EXCO, this $500 has been transferred over to them. The next total is for convention activities. In regards to from November 9th to August 4th, the board did not spend any money or take in any money for convention activities. You will see that there is a large sum on the EXCO side because the EXCO handles convention activities. The next total is for fundraising. We fundraised specifically with the BOT account a total of $21,400. And if we scroll down a little bit more, so we're all on the same page. Yeah. Is it Mr. President? Just scroll down a little bit more. The next total is going to be total for income, which is $26,900. The next total we have is going to be a board of trustees. Oh, I apologize. Gross profit of the same amount, which is $26,900. I don't want to bother. Okay. So as we shift into expenses, we have an expense of $15,000 from this account, which is Board of Trustees. That includes the $15,000 seed money that was transferred to the to Exco for convention. Scroll down a little bit. Oh, sorry, stop. So national convention related expenses, of course, the BOT account is at 0 for that because all of that comes from the Exco. And then for obviously the National Secretariat, we are at 0 for those expenses. Oh, stop. Yeah, please. You can pause right there. Total for bank charges, $6. Part of the expenses, of course. And then in regards to service providers, we spent $350, and that was for taxes and licenses. If I'm not mistaken, I think that was for to file our taxes, yes. Go ahead and scroll. Beautiful, thank you. Expenses, general expenses does not come from BOT, so that's at 0. But we do have a total of $28,408 in expenses, which comes out as a net operating income of negative $1,508. So comparing what we spent and what we received between November 9th, 2024 and August 3rd, 2025. And that is the totals for the BOT account specifically. Are there any questions about the total? Until after, okay. My apologies. Thank you.
Akwa Yomiso, if I know you, let's start with on the ESCO. Can you hear me? Yeah. We want to start with the gross profit, the income statement. No.
Oh, is it included?
Because there's something, there's something new for beauty.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, this is page 2.
Yes,
All right. Before we transition to the executive side of the report, BOT wants to close out something, so hang on a second.
Yes, okay. Thank you. Akwa Ibom is song. Please, it's good news. Yeah, and for good news and happiness. Mr. President, before we go to the ESCO report, I just want the House to, not to applaud BOT, but to know that in the Ibom Pride Award of yesterday, that we have a total of 17,300 as a pledge. No, don't. When I say as a pledge, this BOT class of 2025, we don't play. It's started by a 42-year-old teacher. So I made what we call pledge receipt. Once you open your mouth and say you're going to give $1, they give you that, you fill it out, I get all the information. So, and we give you the last date in that form. The last date to redeem your pledge. And they all took it happily. And the board will not relent in their effort to get that $17,300. They also pledged $2,350,000 naira. That's a pledge in naira. Do your addition. We also got cash, $6,300. The reason I say, Mr. President, let me share this, is I will not be in the council meeting next year. I want the council to know that in the history of the BOT of Akisan, this is the first time that this type of amount have been raised at the Ibom Pride Award. And this is the first time 20 Akwa Ibomites that work hard and friends were honored. It was a beautiful event. That is what I want to add, Mr. President, just to add on to what the board have already. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, BOT Chairwoman. I said it last time at the last council meeting that the fundamentals of our financial is strong, and you've confirmed that. Thank you. Let's get into the ESCO. I want to start with the gross profit or the income statement. Yeah, go down a little, down to page 2, and we walk it up. Yep, you start there. So we brought in as revenue for the period between November 9, when we took over the new administration, through August 4th, some few days ago. We brought in about $143,188.65 as income or revenue that we brought in, without even talking about the expenses. And when you look at the key drivers of those income, you will see that if you go up from, let's walk ourselves back. Of the $143,188.65, $12,000 came from dues and startup, of which $10,935 came from membership dues. And then we had $82,137.55, of which $18,650 came from booklet. $34,787.55 came from registration. And of course, we had $15,000 seed money that we received from BOT. And then we had $10,000 loan that came from BOT for the purpose of the convention. $21,425.82 came from fundraising. Of that amount, $16,100.82 came from donations or sponsorships. I think now we go to the expense side of it. As we brought in money, we spent some of those money. We spent a total of $73,990.48. Can you? It's on this page. Yep. Yep. Of that 72,000, 46,000 was paid as part of the hotel expenses. If you can see there, 46,000 was for hotel expenses, And then we had $10,255 for program booklets and $9,110 for meals. I'm not going to go through all the miscellaneous expenses. I just want to touch on the key big drivers, the key drivers of that 76,000. Overall, if you look at both the income, what we took in, and what we spent out, we still have a total of 55,000 down. A total of 53,912, 0.1 cents. So we spend less than what we brought in, which is good news. We want to see more of revenue coming in and less of what we spend. So with that, that was as of that date. So what we have today, that number is not a reflection of what the current situation is, because after this report, we had a lot of registrations, donations, a lot of money coming in. So this report does not account for that. So there's more than what we have. So.
Thank you so much, the Akisan's very own CFO, Chief Financial Officer. And one of the things I did want to highlight, I know he's finished with his report, but like he said, this was a snapshot in time, but I want to draw your attention to the sponsorship. So when you walk around and see names of sponsors around, please shake their hand and congratulate them. This number right here. So this sponsorship. These are funding that came in to host the convention before we got to the convention. So we really want to applaud. Even one, again, another first, the U.S. Coast Guard sponsored us $2,500. They'll have a booth. I want everybody to go shake their hand and thank them for that sponsorship, because I hear they have a big budget to do things like this. So, but that was the first. We had another individual I'll share with the convention that was so moved by the kids' jingle. There was a kids' jingle, young Akwa Ibom kids that were talking and advertising the convention. That individual, $5,000 in sponsorship. Those two numbers are not reflected because they came after the report, but when we get to the council meeting, you'll see that. So, but I wanted to say that. With that, we'll pause, open up for questions. We'll take a few questions, and then we need to move really quickly so that we could get to the cultural night today. We do need to move, I think. So we're going to move very swiftly. Any questions for the BOT or the financial treasurer? That's it. Yeah. I got it. Hmm?
Oh, yes.
We're going to address it right now. We don't need to take it off. We'll address it right now. I want to commend the program booklet committee for that program booklet raised over $18,000. When anybody have the book? Anybody have the book? It is really thick when you see it, and so because of the page count, is why the number was high. But I want to applaud our Honorable President, Madam Comfort Ekpenyong and Nkoi Kadna James. They chaired the program booklet. See how thick that is? So it made money. He brought in 18,000, and we spent 10,000 to print them by sheer volume of the page count. But Dr. Kwan will send you the invoice, and you see the bill that was paid. So thank you so much. He paid to the vendor directly. Mbok, we do have to move quickly without any question. Okay, we'll take one from the floor. Please, Mbok. Madam William Kandem, Akisan, Houston. All right, just a bit.
To God be the glory. Yesterday, to be here. My spirit is so fulfilled. I'm so happy with all the report I get. And so, because I'm a lay person. So, Mr. President, and the board chair and all that, and my question is, we have quite a number of people that have so loved this organization, and they come every time and they bring their expertise, knowledge, and all that. Go to capitalism. My question, I'm just asking a question: is it possible? And I'm coming in the form of wisdom, because I come. So when we pray and pray, but it's accused, we only pray and pray and pray and pray, but no action. So the action I'm bringing in is, can the money that we have be geared towards capitalism, where we entrust people that will do business, for profit, even though they belong here? That's number one. But maybe and then people will be like, oh, you can't trust this, you can't trust that. But we have to step out and trust a few people, because when the revenue start to come in, we're gonna see the money coming in, and we're all gonna love it. And it's something I'd like to meet with a board or whoever makes those decisions, because I'll be praying to make sure that it works. It will keep us away from all the rumors, and you see, the stereotype and all those negative things. Let's make our money to make money for us. That's all I want to ask.
They said, wait.
Yeah, Madam Oyemekanem. So thank you for that comment. What I was saying is, we do now have a Akisan Investment and Wealth Management Committee. So if you have any suggestions or ideas, I'll send it to Honorable Huete. And today he spoke on wealth management and real estate and stock investment at the Business Summit. So please, Honorable Huete. So, yeah. Okay. Yeah. He needs to go back to that one, then we'll move on. Oscar, you can take it back.
Is it?
Akwaibu Mison, Mbokukbono President. I have a couple of questions to ask. Okay. Emma Tom is my name, from New York chapter. No, you know you from Oforokwa. Yes. Mbok, I have a very significant questions to ask, because I've been thinking about this for a very long time. I remember when when the former president came in, that was Engineer Ito Rockbanikward, I called him. I remember what I said to him. I asked a question. I said, Akwa Ibom has been in existence for the past 30 years. Where are we going? What's the future of Akwa Ibom in America? We are sitting down here. This is a nice, I'm an architect by profession. Anyway, we are sitting in a nice building here. We're talking about capital projects. What's the future of investment? After Akwa Ibom being 30 years, 37 years in America, I always come, I'm always here. What is the end goal? Look at the money running around. Can we have, I came in here last night, I gave my card, $600. Can we not do something that we can generate money and then help ourselves, help our people every year, every here and now? I mean, we have an architect I'm from New York, so our chapter chairman is an architect. I tendered these same questions to him 2 years ago. I asked him, sir, you're an architect. You've been here for a very long time. Do we have a house here in New York State? I asked him that question. Because if you come across New York, you see certain buildings that were designed and cared for, like St. Patrick's House, built by, that kind of denomination. So what do we do? I mean, look at money running around. What is the future of Akisan? And how can we come in with capital projects that we can generate money to help even our people back home? That's my question, Mr. President. Thank you. Okay.
Well, thank you so much for that question. And I mean, now you're saying see money running around.
Okay, let me ask you to.
Akisan,
we have three.
Akisan was. Akisan had a lot of challenges, so we have to applaud what we're seeing. Mr. Youth President, we need that mic back.
The question is not finished, Mr. President, please.
Huh?
So we are asking, since we have these three outstanding members, Mr. Hugh Ete, Dr. Heidi Okbok, and Dr. Ekuwem, can we move a motion to invest through them for Akwa Ibom? That is all. Excuse me.
Mr. President, excuse me, please. Excuse me, members, Akwa Ibom Misongo. Akwa Ibom Misongo. Akwa Ibom Misongo. Ibane Noyo. Please, we are having a formal meeting. Kindly ensure that you are recognized by Mr. President before you speak. Please. The last speaker that we recognized was the gentleman from New York, and we are addressing that question. Anybody that spoke after that was not recognized, and we will not address that discussion. We will address other discussions after the president has recognized you. Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Thank you so much, Madam National Secretary. We are operating via parliamentary proceeding, and so thank you for helping that clarification. The gentleman that spoke out of New York, I would say that Akisan has come a long way, and we came through some really tough times, including even having funding to host a convention. There's a lot of things that we're also doing. You have to protect the infrastructure before you could scale. So we have to make sure that the Akisan financial infrastructure is sound. So when you hear about initiatives like optimizing our financial management system, putting QuickBooks that interconnect, having all the branches see access into the account, those are critical things that we're doing. We're also doing things like revitalizing our mentoring project programs, so we're doing that. We have hosted AI training. We've hosted cybersecurity. And I would implore you to visit the Technology and Innovation Summit tomorrow as well. So we do want to continue to grow. I even talked about the grant that was just submitted as well. What I'll ask is, we do have a group that's the Investment and Wealth Management Committee. That was an intentional committee to address exactly what you're talking about. How do we invest? How do we grow Akisan? And also, how do we create generational wealth for our community? So something that we'll continue to look at. Now, I'll also say this. In November council meeting, we'll lay out the budget and the plan for the future. So if there's projects that you're motivated about, please bring that, feed that through your chapter president. But also, that's where we also lay out our budget for the future years. So we've had people who have sponsored things like the technology training for 8 students. We hope those individuals come out to go and get jobs and do different things. So we want to continue to look at that. So I wouldn't say, the money issue, we've come a long way, but we need to continue to address that and continue to work through that. So, but I'll say let's funnel that through Honorable Huete, and maybe something we'll look at the November council meeting. So, thank you so much. Hugh, let's go. We're going to go ahead and wrap that up. Over to Madam Legal report.
Akwaibo misongo. Akwaibo misongo. Ibani no yo. I am back. I am back in full swing, and I just want to give a vote of thanks to all of council, especially our honorable national president, for all of the support that was given throughout the entire time of my pregnancy and postpartum. First pregnancy, twins, unexpected, it was a journey. But I appreciate all the support, the many calls, the messages. Whether I responded to the calls or not, many of you continued to call. And that is love. So I just want to say thank you. I'm so happy and overjoyed to be back. And my fidelity is to this association. And my fidelity remains with this association by all means necessary.
Thank you so much, Madam Legal. Madam Legal, even though she was out on maternity leave, she always reached out. Mr. President, is there anything I could do to help? Any legal issues? And I said, Madam Legal Counsel, we're good. So let's keep it that way. We don't want Madam Legal involved. Keep legal stuff out of Akisan. Thank you so much. But I appreciate you checking in even while you were out. So thank you so much. All right, this next item, the gentleman, Akban Joe, we're going to move to item number 11. Akban Joe, Wisconsin. Are you in? Please. So we have, and this is one thing I want us to continue to do. Interested in joining Akisan National? This is Akisan Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So we'll give you the floor to, address the House, and we'll need a motion to see if we need to bring Wisconsin in and vote. Okay. So the process is we'll give you the mic to talk about your community out there, and then we'll have council to make a decision on where we go from there. So over to you. Could somebody please give? Can somebody get a mic to? Okay, you got to come up. Yeah. Over to you. Akban Joe, Akisan, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Okay, thank you, everybody. Irong isong.
Yeah.
Anang ma.
Yeah.
Akwai bo mama do.
Yeah.
Anyi ngam yake Joseph Akpan into Timon local government area. Ro tai korebo. So nonke Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Milwaukee, Wisconsin has been a very pioneer Nigerian community in the United States. And I believe we have one of the biggest Nigerian house in Wisconsin, owned by Nigerian community. Akisan have been a pioneer to that Nigerian house acquisition, and we've been operating Akisan on the low key at some moment. I wanted to bring this notice to the Akisan 2 years ago, but I was a little bit involved in the Nigerian politics, so I was all at home. So, but I came back, I have to resurrect the community. And we, by the grace of God, we're doing very well. We have our 15 members. I am the president at the moment. We have a lot of stakeholders that are well-to-do in the state. Some of them are in the committee, in the Nigerian community. I just I communicate with my team and Milwaukee, and we all agree that it's time for us to come and join the big family in the United States, Akisan. So I communicate to the president and then show our intention to join the Akisan community. And I believe if we accepted to the Akisan community today, I promise that we will always be standing tall to meet up with all the obligation that will be needed from the chapter. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Mbok, we will open it up to questions. So anybody that has questions to the Honorable President from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Akbanjo, we'll open it up.
Akwai Bomisongo.
Yeah.
Akwai Bomisongo.
Yeah.
Mbok, I'm so impressed with what Mr. Akpan has just done. I mean, get to Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We have a big community there, Nito Akwai Boom. So, is it 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, my body, as a Kobadu, Akpana Moyendo. So he called me. So, friends, Milwaukee, we all assembled. And I was so impressed by what this guy is saying. That's why I'm walking into witness. I was so happy and impressed. So that's why I came out. You know, young Koro, and he did not even know that I'm coming out to come and support him. So, Moyak, and you may know, unanimously. It's just all.
All right. We got a question in Pridmore, and then we'll come to Research Triangle. No, go to Pridmore, and then Research Triangle.
Mr. President,
Yes.
this gentleman is very impressive with his stats so far. So, with this Nigerian house, tell us a little bit more. We would like to know. Nigerian house, Mvinya Nigerian house, Wisconsin, Kopo, Ntara. Nigerian house. You have your own building where you hold facilities. Tell us more. We want to build more of those.
No, Nigerian. Yes. Okay.
Akwai Bomisongo. Mr. President, my question is, what is the standard policy of accepting membership into the organization, to the association? No, because it seems to me that that part has been fulfilled. Okay, all right. Okay.
Mr. Ekpan, is this your first time attending Akisan convention? How many times have you been in the convention? Do you know during the convention there could be a lot of squabbling, people, talk back and forth, and finally they hawk each other? Are you today affirmatively decide coming to Akisan you will be able to behave in that manner? Can everybody continue to be a brother and sister? Yes. Now, with the membership that you do have, do you know that every year, not only coming, there's some financial obligation that is bestowed to each chapter to fulfill those financial obligations? Mr. Ekpan, are you at this point affirmatively tell this house that you will fulfill that? Yes. Yes, thank you. Answer the question.
Go to Queen G.
I believe I make that statement that if we are accepted to the community, we will be fulfilling all the obligation that will be given to us.
Oh, this lady comes on. I'm sorry, but Queen G first, and then we'll come back. Queen G was first, sorry. The Queen G, South Carolina, you recognize, and then we'll come to Neka.
Thank you. Irongma, Mama Deo, Akwai Bumisong, Akwai Buminau yo, Aminda ante kakendem, Mukajene Jiradam, Agwadia Buki Misiangbo. So, Minkananyong, what is the point of contention? Instead of us welcoming him with open arms, we start questioning. Is he in the courtroom? We are not in the courtroom. He's here to tell us he wants to join the national. So I don't know when we start questioning the chapters, if they're ready or not. He already told us we are ready. So, when I welcome this new chapter, we need to expand, we need to create, we need to be more, because the more, the merrier. I have spoken. Thank you. Welcome.
Well, thank you so much, Queen G. We'll go to Nekan. We'll take one on the floor, and then we'll go into vote.
Before we saw, but my name is Nekan, I'm BOT Secretary. I move the motion to accept Mr. Joseph into the community. Thank you. Milwaukee chapter, welcome.
All right, I saw one more from the floor, and we'll go one more from the floor. Thank you.
The motion is second already.
The motion on the financial report first.
Yes.
Mr. President, with due respect, I think you had left that second motion to the floor. Which would be this bench, these benches here. Am I correct?
I'm sorry.
You had left the privilege of second motion to the people who are sitting here. Did you?
No, we need one more question from the floor, not the motion. One question.
Oh, Mr. President, there have been two motions to adopt. Then there is no more need for questioning.
We have not recognized any motion at this time.
No.
Yeah, we haven't. Unfortunately, I haven't recognized the motion.
Okay,
on the
Mr.
floor.
President, it's a pleasure for me, as the chairman of the Akwa Ibom Akisan Global Expansion Committee, to firmly second the motion to accept Milwaukee chapter as a chapter of Akisan.
Yeah, we didn't have a motion yet, so we'll do that.